Good morning. Welcome to Recreational Knitting. Although this isn't a recreational vehicle any longer. Let's see what I've been up to for the last week besides unloading boxes. Watching Recreational Knitting, and my name is Karen. And just a brief history. I traveled the United States with my husband in our RV, 39 foot. Yeah, that was my screaming goat. And we are finally in a home now without tires. So, usually reserved for finished objects, and I call this finished. Thanks for bearing with me. Anyway, this is a podcast about knitting, mostly, although I'll be getting into some other things as time rolls on. I am currently living in the, I don't know what this is called, part of Florida, south of Jacksonville, north of Cape Canaveral, near Ormond Beach. And we are still unpacking some boxes. We've lost a few things in the move. Can't seem to find our bed skirts, nor one of my grandmother's lamps. Don't know. If you find them, let me know. Anyway, this is a podcast about knitting. I welcome you. If you're new here, this is going to be a little more low-key than I usually do. I've been having some health concerns. I'm hoping that those are getting sorted out as we speak. So if you enjoy this type of content, please hit the subscribe button and do all the YouTube-y things, and we're more than welcome to have you. Everybody is welcome here, and by everybody, I mean everybody. So, let your friends, knitting friends, know that I'm here and that I'm actually back to knitting. I didn't knit for probably about 3 weeks, and I have done some knitting, as you'll see. This is something that I finished that is unfortunately too big up around the neckline. So if you have any suggestions for fixing this, I'm thinking about trying some elastic and seeing. I've lost some weight, and I think that that's part of it, but I also think that alpaca is part of it. So, any suggestions? This is my Salty Air Tea by Samantha Gurin, and this is what it's supposed to look like fitted, and mine is not. It's stretched, and probably the weight loss helped with that as well. Anyway, that's what I'm wearing today. Finished. What happened to my goat? A finished object. Woohoo! And as we were unpacking boxes, I found a lot of works in progress, probably UFOs at this point, but I managed to finish a couple things. I'd had a pair of mittens knit for my cousin's child, who is now probably too old to wear them. And the hat was basically finished. Thank goodness, because I don't know where the pattern is. And all I needed to do was decreases. So I just kind of made something up and it looks all right. So, a finished object, or two. If you don't count them as a set. I hope you can see that. This is one of my earlier color work adventures. And this one was actually a class. And this was actually when I still lived in Maryland. So, finished. Another finished object, because it was a UFO. Again, no pattern. Not sure what this fabric is, but it's a little cap. Finished it off, and it is done! Woohoo! So what's that for? 4 finished objects? Well, hang on. I had made these socks again for a friend, and they were these are acrylic of some sort, probably, I don't know, but they're acrylic. Very colorful. Love them. Basically, I had a toe. It was probably down to here. Had this one finished. This one wasn't. Finished it up. Another finished object. Pretty good. I don't even know what I did here. I don't know what the pattern is. Again, these were all without patterns in Ziploc bags. So, yeah. And then for my final, I know this is an acrylic. I think it was a Karen acrylic, and another hat. I'll put this on. This looks like a Florida hat with the colors, right? Like you'd need a hat in Florida. Well, last year they got down to 22, so maybe I'll hang on to a hat. Anyway, I think it's kind of pretty. And I even had the ends, I think, sewn in. Again, this was, I think I know what the problem was with all these hats. I didn't have the right size needles, double pointed needles, to make the smaller portion of the hat to bind it off. And so, yeah, I think that's what my problem was with all of them, because that's kind of where all of them were. I kind of really like the way this pulls. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway. Two more. This is made with, again, no idea. And all this needed, again, was the decreasing of the crown. You see that little knot on top? This actually was with the pattern, and I don't recall what it was. But obviously for a young child, not me. I don't know who it was for. I'm a bad knitter. And this one was one that I made. I remember making this, starting this, when I was at an American Speech and Language and Hearing Association meeting. I believe it was Boston. It was cold years ago. And I wanted to try the roll cap. And again, I don't know who it was for. It could have been just a bad gauge issue. But look at that top. Isn't that pretty? This is woolly. I don't know what it is. Looks like it's probably, it's a worsted weight. Again, I needed the crown, made the crown, it's done. So I have been busy. two more unfinished objects that I found that I have not really picked up are some socks. I don't know who dyed this wool. There's no tag in it, but they're monkey socks. And so I will continue to work on that. Obviously, I just started it. It's a 3x1 rib. Easy peasy. I like toe-up socks personally. That's my jam. But yeah, I thought these were gone forever. So I'm still looking for a project that I started, oh gosh, 2012 maybe, 2011, when my dad was ill. Almost got it finished, and he passed away, and there was probably 3 inches to finish. It was a shawl, one skein shawl, and I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know. Couldn't knit after that. So anyway, UFO. Look for little progress maybe. They look kind of fun. And the last UFO that I've got here is another hat without a crown. And this is a 2x2 rib. I must have been going through a real phase here. This is Mission Falls out of Canada. I don't think they are actually in business any longer. But yeah, so that's that. And then another gem that I found while digging through the boxes is a shawl that I actually made for my mother when she was still alive. This goes back, way back. And again, I think it's an acrylic-y, something with fake mohair. But yeah, I like this color. This is something that I probably would not do again. Yeah, my mother was sick for about 10 years before she passed, and she was always getting cold. And so this was good, but she had kidney disease. And if you know anything about kidney disease, you're usually itchy. So she spent a lot of time itching. So we had to make sure that she had something over her neck, or that it wasn't up around her neck, but just over her shoulders, because this bothered her. But it was, I think there's probably some wool in this, but it's mostly acrylic. And I think I remember not knowing a whole lot about yarns and stuff, but yeah, I like it. So behind me is and I thought I'd never forget this thing. It's by Helen Stewart, my habitation throw. Does that sound right? Yeah, it took me forever. I made it much larger. So yeah. So that's it for my works in my finished objects and my finds. So I have a lot of new things here. And now I'll talk to you a little bit about what's going on with my craft room. I got my IKEA shelves. Luke put those together. Very nice for him to do that. He put my TV up here yesterday, so I'm ready to roll. I haven't been very good with the organization yet. I'm just putting things on shelves, and then it's kind of by weight at this point. And then what I'll do is that, I'll look at it a while, and then I'll figure out really what I want to do with it. The next podcast you see will probably have that in the background rather than my beautiful comfy chair and the white walls with no yarn. So the next, one of the next podcasts that I'd like to do is to show you some of my stitching finished objects, because those of you that have been following me a while know that I am sampler gal on Ravelry, and my first love is stitching and samplers, but due to viral pink eye way back in 2010, I had to stop stitching. I could not see. But I found some works in progress that I will show you next time that I am going to finish. They are very, very close. I've already finished one. I'm very close to finishing the second, and the third one is pretty close as well. It is on 36 linen over 1. That's going to take a bit. But yeah, that's my plans for the next time. So if you're interested in that, make sure you watch and are interested in learning anything about samplers. I can, certainly let you know. Put a comment down there if you're interested in learning some things about the history of samplers. I did a lecture one time at the Embroidery Guild of America at our local chapter, and it was well received. I think I still have those notes somewhere. I don't know, haven't found them yet. However, we'll get there. Okay. I also have another podcast that I'm planning to do that is opening one of my bins and seeing what's in there. That's the last bin that I haven't gone through. So hoping to find some real gems in there. It looks like it's a lot of quilting fabric and yarn and some stitching things. So we'll find out together. But that won't be for another few days. I can only do this for so long before I really get tuckered out, which is so not me. Yeah, it's hard to be sick. So anyway, on that note, I am going to wish you the best of health. I'm going to wish you the best of days whenever you get to watch this. And if you liked this little snippet that I put out today, please consider subscribing. One of my goals for 2024 is to reach 2,000 subscribers. Hopefully, if you subscribe, make a comment, all those things, they go out into the interwebs so other people can see them. So if you enjoyed all my finished objects that, all my crowns that I made on the hats this week, consider subscribing if you haven't already. I can be found on Ko-Fi, which is I'll link below. If you would like to leave me a tip for a coffee, that'd be great. My plans were to have gone to Rhinebeck this year. Didn't happen. It's a good thing it didn't happen. I didn't plan because I would have lost a lot of money. That's pretty much when we closed on the house and I got pretty sick. So next year I'm gonna go. I am definitely gonna go. So saving up, and anything that you'd care to donate would be most appreciative. And all of you that have appreciated so much. Yes, I will be there next year, and I'd really like to see all of you. Yes. Florida doesn't have any Fiber Fests. Can't imagine why. Yeah, so on that note, I'm going to really go now, and we'll chat later. Knit in peace.